we wish to pay tributes to Bharat Ratna Lok Nayak Jaiprakash Narayan and Ratna Nanaji Deshmukh, whose
Yes.
birthday we are celebrating today.
Yeah.
And both have a very significant influence and role during the emergency period, and Dr. Swamy closely worked with them. Lok Nayak Jaiprakash Narayan, as you all know, led the second war of independence for freedom and against the emergency. And Nanaji Deshmukh, till he got arrested, was the Lok Sangharsh Samiti and Dr. Swamy,
Yes.
and he worked very closely. So Virat Hindustan Sangam takes this opportunity to pay our tribute to Lok Nayak Jaiprakash Narayan and also
Yes.
Nanaji Deshmukh. So I would request Dr. Swamy to comment a few words, and then we can go and
Yeah.
be discussing on the SSR murder case present status. Thank you.
Well, Jaiprakash Narayan first met me, or I had a meeting with him when he came to Harvard in 1968 to see the campus. And so the Marshal's office, which deals with foreign visitors, called me up and said there is a guy called Jaiprakash Narayan, and I should whether I would have find time to take him around the campus. So I said, Jaiprakash Narayan, give the phone to him. So JP came on the line, and I asked him, "Are you whom we all call as JP?" He said, "Yes." He was so pleased. He said, "Yes," because he was a forgotten man at that time. Jawaharlal Nehru and then Indira Gandhi made sure that nobody remembers Jaiprakash Narayan. People don't remember that after the 1952 the first elections, the socialist as a leader of the socialist, Jawaharlal Nehru offered him a deputy prime ministership, and he declined it. And then he said, "I don't think by elections we can bring about change." So he went to Sarvodaya. And after I met him at Harvard, and then I arranged his public meeting for Indians, he was so pleased. He said, "You must come back to India," which I said, "I'm anyway planning to." Then he said, "Before you do anything, you must spend some time with Sarvodaya," which I did. And in the end, I told him, Sarvodaya is pure charitable work. But this country, nobody can make progress unless there's a political element. Even Gandhi was political. All his other thing about Khatar and dressing simply and in Indian style, all these things are secondary. But the basic point is he connected this to a political movement. You have to do that. And for the first time from 1952, when he left politics, and 1972, we had a meeting in Bangalore, in a hilly area of Bangalore called Tippanakonda. And there he took the decision in front of all his colleagues and saying that I'm convinced by Dr. Swamy's suggestion that this country, you have to have politics, only then you will be credible. And while they all protested, he said no, made up his mind, and then he started the movement. And he kept me throughout posted, either by phone or asking me to come. So he transformed what we thought was impossible to do, namely defeat Mrs. Gandhi, and especially after Bangladesh war. And he led this movement for corruption. And in the end, Mrs. Gandhi overreacted, and then the emergency came. And then after the emergency, when the elections are on, he campaigned, even though his kidneys had been damaged during the incarceration that he faced in the emergency. And he led to the first time a non-Congress party. There were a lot of congressmen in it, but it was a non-Congress party. And we didn't adopt the Congress ideology. And we came to power with the absolute majority. And JP used to tell me the real people in India are these rural masses, these poor people in the cities, because they still have the ancient culture of India. And he said these anglicized, highly educated Indians, they don't make up their own mind. They take cues from abroad. And that was proved in the election that the most educated part of India, namely the 4 southern states, voted for Indira Gandhi. And the illiterate masses of UP, Bihar, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Himachal, all these states voted overwhelming, not overwhelming, they defeated even Mrs. Gandhi in her constituency, didn't give a single seat in UP, Bihar, and we got majority and we came to power. So I remember that in this country that the core mind is that, and therefore he should be remembered for making the nationalism as a fashionable word, which was decried during the socialist period of Indira Gandhi and her father, and his contribution is just immeasurable. I think I would compare him to this contribution of Mahatma Gandhi, and therefore we should remember him and remember him more seriously than we have been doing. As far as Nanaji is concerned, I have never seen a large-hearted person like him. I've never seen somebody who had such a memory for organizational details and the extent to which he used to go to see that you are looked after, even if you didn't ask him for help. When I was fired from the IIT because I had these anti-socialist views, anti-Russian views, and the Hindutva views, Mrs. Gandhi had personally ordered my removal. I couldn't get a job in India and I didn't want to go back abroad, back to Harvard. So Nanaji ensured that I never reach a stage where I am literally despondent and would go back to America like most people do. And during the emergency, I was his driver. He located me. I'd gone underground after Nanaji, Moraji, Jaiprakash Narayan, and I were the people who were organized that famous June 25th meeting, and you have seen pictures of it. And Nanaji was the one who said Swamy will be the person who will introduce all of us, and he will give his first. I will give the speech. So, at that young age of 35, I was asked to lead the most popular movement in the country. That was the large-heartedness of Nanaji Deshmukh. They don't make him like him anymore. All we find is mean, wanting to grab your credit, that kind of thing. But these two people should never be forgotten. They should be part of our school curriculum. They should be taught. Their life history should be taught. And therefore, I would say the country today is surviving as a democracy because of these two gentlemen. So now, shall I go on to the...
Yes, Doctor.